Welcome to Chile Expat Family. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Chilean hot water, how we do it in water systems. It's different in the United States, so stand by. Okay, here I am inside the house. Oops, sorry about that. Get it to focus. Over from the cabana, over to that red tank. It comes in right below it, and there's a main cutoff valve there on the 50-millimeter tank. Comes up, goes into that, no smaller pipe, 1-inch line. From there, that pressurizes the whole house. It's a simple half horsepower pressurization pump. It'll give you 75 pounds probably pressure when you're in the shower doing things. This is my radiant heat, which is hooked to the same system. Okay, and I'm going to show you where that hooks into the same tank now. Okay, here's my hot water storage tank, which is about 300 liters, I think, might be 350. I believe it's 350. I paid 500,000 pesos, which ends up being about $950 for that stainless steel tank. I throw my clothes on it because it keeps it insulated, and I haven't boxed it in yet with my walls because well, I need to wait to put my walls up till the wood's dry in the house. Out of the top comes a pressure release valve, which dumps outside, and that goes to my showers there and downstairs. And where the shirt is coming out the side, there's a pipe there that feeds my hot water radiant heat system. So this is the storage for the whole shebang right here. I don't have a temperature gauge on it right now. I could put one here, but I say that's almost too hot to put my, well, it is too hot to put my hand for long up here. But when I come down the tank, right about here, it's cool. Well, it's not cool, but it's starting to get warm. I need to perfect this system, and what I'm going to eventually do is hook those solar hot water heaters to it and put them on the roof of the house, and they'll probably come into one of these extra pipes I got here, and they'll boost my total heat up. Right now, though, this gets so hot that it creates steam. And let me show you the shower, which we've got going. Okay, this is the only bathroom I have installed right now in the house, and it's not all the way installed. I need to let some wood dry out and some other things, so I'm not in a hurry to put the ceiling in. All the tiles in, for the most part. I have to do some finish work, but I have two shower heads, one a wand, and one for this shower head there, which is awesome. If you don't have one of those, get it. It's really awesome. And I built my standard shelf, and I'll put another shelf in there and put the mirror in there as well. Haven't got to it. It's always something that needs to be done. But I do have mixer valves, and that's extremely important because this goes so hot that right there, it'll scald you. I mean, steam will come out. So especially when the pressure pump's on, it's going to kick all that steam down. So you got to be real careful because it gets really hot. Of course, let's go back, and this is my kitchen under construction because we're waiting on our siding to get dry. That right there is free heat. I don't pay a dime for my hot water heater because it's all part of my cooking and my heat. I will say, though, at this point, it's not enough. I need more heat, and I've got another wood stove that I brought from the United States, but I need to modify it with a coil inside of it and a tank as well. So I'll have an excess of hot water, and I also need to insulate the hot water tank upstairs, or the storage tank. But if you've never seen one of these tanks here, they're awesome. I mean, because you're just letting that heat go out the smokestack right there, and because of that, you're losing all that heat, and that's sucking that heat out of that smoke. It does a really good job. It has pressure relief on it for those of you who are all safety concerned and all that, and a cutoff valve. So if I want to get this really hot, then I shut that valve there, and it will get over boiling, and it'll pop open the pop off valve, PPR valve, and let it out, which is a waste. So but right now, if you look at it, what do we say it was? It's about 50 degrees. And all that hot water is going upstairs. It's not being stored there. It goes up, and because it naturally siphons through there, thermosiphon, like on a nuclear reactor on a submarine, having experienced done that myself. Anyhow, this is that's a hot water and water system in Chile. For that 90-liter tank right there, I think I paid 98,000 pesos, which is about $170, $180. It's stainless steel. I'll never have to get another one. For the wood stove, which is a knockoff of a Nordica, it's an MDS, is it, Lori? It says, which is made in Serbia. I paid 1,780 pesos, which is almost $3,000.
No, we paid $2,000 for it.
We paid $2,000 for it. Okay, because we converted it, and it's got the soapstone on the side and everything. We've had some problems with it dripping creosote from the condensate in the tank and the pipe, but that wasn't a problem with the tank and the pipe. That was a problem with using wet wood. And here's our dryer system, which works excellent too. We do have a clothes dryer, but this is free. It doesn't cost anything. No electricity being used. How quick will those clothes dry, Lori? With the hot stove?
Overnight.
Overnight. So that's pretty quick, especially if you're not in a hurry.
The other stove did it faster because it got hotter.
The other stove gets hotter than this, yeah. And the other stove probably doing about 2 hours, right? You walk in there and can feel the humidity in the air. So that's Chilean hot water and how they do it here. You do see those tanks here all over the place. Everybody has one. Wood is the preferred fuel used here to heat houses and to cook with. Even in million-dollar homes, people that got money to waste, they still use wood because it's so plentiful and so cheap. I mean, you got people doing burn piles like we do to get rid of it in some cases because you got so much brush. So that's it for water here. Oh, one more thing. If you look at my ceiling, you see my radiant heat. I like dispersal plates, but they don't have them here. Probably could have them made, but I'm going to insulate all that, and it'll bump more heat upstairs as well. But I'd expected more out of my radiant heat than I got, but I think I just need more heat. So, ciao from Chile, expat family, and thanks. Please comment, rate, subscribe. If you've got any questions about how they do it here in Chile or what costs are, ask me. I'll be happy to tell you. Love giving you that information out. Thanks again.